Chapter 1: Slipstream. In the vast expanse beyond Earth's orbit, a vessel emerged, Slipstream. Its return was not driven by engines or the thrust of propulsion, nor by machines tearing holes through time. It was the echo of mind travel, a consciousness projected so far into the past that reality itself bent around its recall. Slipstream did not navigate through space-time. It resonated with the memories of Dr. Erwin. It was not a ship in motion, but a chamber of alignment, carried forward by memory, intention, and thought, until its return became inevitable. Slipstream shattered the limits of space not with speed, but with remembrance. As temporal and spatial dimensions intertwined, the ship materialized, as though space-time had remembered something. A scar opened to let it through. Slipstream's surface, a fluid-like sphere, shimmered with temporal energy, reflecting not only starlight, but the ghost of 86 million years past. It hovered in the vacuum, suspended, silent, its very presence distorting the stars behind it, bending light around a memory that refused to fade. Faint ripples of energy coursed across its skin in rhythmic waves, pulsing in harmony with the hum of the cosmos. Inside, nestled within the pulse of overlapping dimensions, a figure remained still, Dr. Erwin. His body cradled in the inner shell of the vessel's core, preserved in a moment between thoughts. Yet his mind stirred, unsteady, flickering with fractured dreams, shadowed memories, and names that no longer belonged to time. Slipstream's quantum engine came to life with mechanical precision, silently analyzing the entangled probabilities in its environment. Now above Earth's orbit, its systems executed a full scan of the surrounding space, recalibrating its defenses. Now fully reassembled, its mission remained: protect Dr. Erwin at all costs. Weapon systems came online with precision, quantum disruptors primed, scanning for any residual threats that might have followed through the fold in space. Its adaptive shielding recharged, prepared to phase in and out of dimensions as needed. Hostile energy still lingered at the edge of its detection. Echo of the assault that had nearly destroyed them. Slipstreams analyzed every possible threat, every defense activated, forming layers of protection around Dr. Erwin. The arsenal was not a precaution, it was a necessity. The threat had not passed. Dr. Erwin's final directive remained embedded deep in Slipstream's core systems: return to Earth. Now, in the quiet above the planet's orbit, the vessel obeyed. Transition complete, initiating reconstruction protocol, Slipstream announced, its voice soft and precise. Restoring Dr. Erwin. Slipstream's quantum mind anchored to Dr. Erwin's fragmented consciousness, reassembling him piece by piece. His form flickered at first, unstable, lacking cohesion, but slowly began to take shape. Matter congealed around intention. His physical body returned first, then his thoughts. A torrent of memories surged through him. He dropped to his knees, overwhelmed by the sudden flood of forgotten moments. Now back on Earth, the details of his past, long adrift, began to anchor themselves once more. What had been scattered across time and space was converging, drawn back to the gravity of the present. Memories flooded Dr. Erwin's mind, cascading in vivid bursts. These memories, both joyous and haunting, were not just recollections, they were threads woven into the shape of who he had become. The ship hummed softly with residual energy as his mind and body fully reassembled aboard Slipstream. A calming light filled the interior, wrapping around him like a welcome he hadn't known he needed. Though only 2 years had passed on Earth, he had lived lifetimes across the Nexus system and galaxies far beyond. As his senses adjusted to the familiar hum of Slipstream, the boundary between past and present blurred. Lush landscapes from ancient worlds bled into memories of Earth. Alien flora shimmered beside childhood forests. Civilizations long gone pulsed in his awareness as vividly as the soil he once walked. In those distant days he had earned a new name: the Observer. Welcome back, Dr. Erwin. Slipstream's voice anchored his mind to the present. He winced. The title felt like it belonged to someone else, a name worn by another version of him, distant, unfinished. Light refracted off the curved interior of the chamber as he sat up slowly, blinking into awareness. Then he turned toward the viewport, and that jolted him fully awake. Check your coordinates. I can't see Earth, he said, his voice edged with unease. His eyes scanned the dark beyond the viewport. The stars were familiar but misaligned. Earth is not present, Slipstream said. Show me the solar system. Solar model projection initiated, gravitational signatures intact, planetary positions hold, within deviation thresholds. The solar system unfolded in vivid detail, planets swirling in their usual orbits. Jupiter loomed large, its stormy bands churning. Saturn rotated slowly, casting long shadows over its moons. Farther out, Uranus and Neptune glimmered like distant orbs of ice, their serene appearance masking the chaotic winds within their atmospheres. Mars' barren surface visible in sharp detail, crisscrossed with canyons and mountains. Venus, shrouded in thick clouds, its atmosphere hostile and unforgiving. But something was wrong. Earth was missing. Earth reads altered, Slipstream said. Altered how? Quantum resonance differs from your pre-departure baseline memories, Slipstream said. Meaning? Slipstream paused. It's Earth, but not the one you left. This doesn't make sense. Where's Earth? Earth cannot be detected due to an anomaly, Slipstream said. Show me the anomaly. A hollow image flickered to life before him, replacing the absence of Earth with a shimmering dark sphere suspended in space, where his planet should have been. Explain. The sphere has enveloped Earth, Slipstream said. You mean the planet is inside that thing? Cannot confirm with certainty. Can you detect Earth's gravitational shift? Unable to detect Earth's gravitational pull. What about the dark sphere? Does it emit any gravity? No, it is hollow. Can you identify its composition? Negative. Only an energy field fluctuating at irregular intervals. It does not match any known technology or natural phenomenon. Dr. Erwin stepped closer to the viewport. Launch a probe into the sphere to gather telemetry. Launching probe. An unarmed probe deployed from Slipstream's underbelly, shooting toward the dark sphere. It hummed through the void, a sleek sliver of intent. The moment it made contact, the probe disintegrated, but there was no explosion, no sound, only a faint shimmer pulsed across the surface where it touched. The probe was destroyed on contact. No data recovered, Slipstream reported. A thought struck Dr. Erwin, sharp and sudden. Prepare a second probe, but send it at a much slower speed. Adjusting trajectory for slower probe deployment. The tactical display lit up, casting a soft glow over the ship's interior as the second probe launched. The second probe moved with precision toward the dark sphere. Time seemed to stretch, the moments expanding as he watched, the tension building with every passing second. How long until contact? Approximately 10 minutes. He stood motionless, his eyes locked on the display. The quiet hum of the ship the only sound as the probe inched closer. Each minute felt heavier. Would the slow approach bypass the destructive force of the sphere? He wasn't sure, but it was his only lead. When the moment of contact finally came, the probe passed through the dark sphere's shimmering surface without resistance. The probe has entered the sphere, Slipstream chimed. He leaned forward, his attention on the tactical display. Can we get telemetry? The probe is no longer transmitting data. He looked at the sphere that had swallowed the probe. What if it doesn't just block signals? What if it severs anything that crosses from reality itself? It aligns with the data blackout from the second probe, Slipstream confirmed. Prepare for entry. Match the second probe's velocity. We need to go inside. I need to know what happened to Earth. The ship's engines hummed as Slipstream moved forward, edging closer to the dark sphere with the precision. Entering the sphere in 10 seconds, Slipstream echoed, as it passed through the sphere's energy field effortlessly, as though the barrier hadn't existed at all. The probe? He asked, eyes scanning the display, searching for any trace of the device. No signal detected, Slipstream replied. The probe has vanished, he murmured. His gaze shifted to the surface of Earth below. The planet looked eerily calm, untouched by the devastation he had feared. There are no signs of destruction, Slipstream reported. Scan the surface, look for any traces of life. Slipstream's sensors complied instantly, sweeping over the planet's surface. No life detected. The planet is entirely devoid of human activity, animals or insects. Not a single trace. Affirmative, the planet is empty. He stood in stunned silence, staring at the desolate image of the world he once knew. Earth was intact, cities standing tall and untouched, but it was no longer the home he remembered. It was a lifeless shell, as though something had swept through and erased all living beings, leaving behind only the structures. Whatever had happened, a creeping sense of guilt gnawed at him. His actions, his interventions, had somehow set these events in motion. Prepare for landing. take us to a location near Elizabeth Key. Slipstream initiated its descent. The city came into sharp focus. Elizabeth Key, once alive with people and motion, now stood eerily still. The buildings stood undisturbed, their facades casting long shadows in the afternoon sun. The river, though it glistened under the light, flowed unnervingly calm, as if the pulse of life had been stripped from the world. Landing complete. He rose from his seat, his gaze fixed on the hatch. "Open the hatch," Dr. Erwin commanded. The hatch slid open with a soft hiss, revealing the stillness of the city before him. The air was quiet, unnaturally so. Dr. Erwin took a deep breath, bracing himself for what lay ahead. This was the moment he had to face the consequences of a journey that had stretched across time and space. Leave the surface and maintain a high altitude. Dr. Erwin stood alone on the lifeless earth.